Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you especially, Governor Allen, my governor, for that very, very kind introduction. Mr. Jordan, Mr. Hatcher, General Shea, Justice Thomas, distinguished guests, and those gathered before us who will soon be citizens of these United States. I say to you right in the few rows before me, I am your last hurdle before citizenship. But I wonder if you realize how remarkable this ceremony is. Even though across the country today and throughout the year, similar ceremonies happen, nonetheless, it is still remarkable. It is remarkable because there is no other country on the face of the earth where such a diverse group of men and women, natives of faraway nations, could come together to swear their allegiance to a new nation that will become their home forever. See before us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, Russians and Indians and Jamaicans and Englishmen and Australians and Ukrainians and Saudis and Kuwaitis, Iranians, Pakistanis, Costa Ricans, Jordanians, Mexicans, Cubans, Koreans, Greeks, Zimbabweans, Spaniards, Dominicans, Filipinos, Vietnamese, Salvadorans, Laotians, Moroccans, Argentines, Frenchmen, Japanese, Kenyans, all who, in just a few more moments, will become Americans. Where else in the face of the earth could such an event take place? There is no other country in the world that has so opened its arms to embrace the dreams and aspirations of humankind. This is our history. This is our tradition. This is the source of our strength. Because America's greatness has been achieved by the many waves of immigrants who have come to this land since the Pilgrims first came ashore so many years ago. America has been enriched by the talents and cultures and languages and values brought here over the centuries. It is this joining together of diverse people that has made us so durable and resilient a society. Just as a bridge cable gets its strength from its many strands of wire woven together for a common purpose. And in pursuit of our common purpose, you are not asked to abandon your origins and ignore the ties of affinity that you have to your native lands. You will keep your roots, and from those roots you will continue to get nourishment that you will now give to your new land. Nowhere else on earth can this miracle of assimilation be witnessed with such vibrancy and profusion. 77 years ago, a short little brown-skinned man stepped off a banana boat in Philadelphia. He was from Jamaica. He was a laborer. He hadn't finished high school. And on the immigration form that was filled out that day, and which I still have a copy of, he told the immigration authorities that he came to America to go to mechanics school, to become a mechanic. It was not exactly true, but that's what he wrote down. And his name was Luther Powell. And then 3 years later, a short, beautiful, brown-skinned lady named Maud Ariel McCoy stepped off a slightly better boat called the Turrialba at Ellis Island. She was also a Jamaican. She was a high school graduate. And she told the authorities, and she listed in her documentation, that she was a nurse. Also not quite true. But as my 93-year-old aunt still tells me in hushed whispers, Colin, you had to tell them something like that so they'd let you in. Well, they were let in. Luther and Maud were let in. And they came to America because it was a place of hope. It was a place of opportunity. It was a place where your dreams and your willingness to work hard were your only limitations to a brighter future. It wasn't a perfect place, especially for brown or black-skinned people, but it was oh so much, much better than any other place one could go. Luther and Maud met and married, and in ceremonies perhaps not as grand as this, they too took their oaths to their new home, America. They had 2 children who became successful in life, one as a soldier, the other as a teacher. They gave their children many things that led to that success. Above all, they gave them a value system that rested on an understanding of the difference between right and wrong, a value system that rested on an understanding of a sense of shame. A value system based on a belief in God, in hard work, in education, in self-esteem, and above all, a value system which rested on the love for their chosen country, America, which had given them so very, very much. And in one generation, the fondest hopes and dreams of my immigrant parents were met and surpassed. And so it has been for over 200 years in glorious cycles of repetition, another of which begins here this afternoon at Monticello. And what a wonderful place for it to happen for these new Americans assembled before us at Monticello, Little Mountain, a place forever known as the beloved home of the man who captured in words better than anyone before or since the essence of what makes America special. Why America still draws hopeful people from around the world. Thomas Jefferson was at once a simple man and one of enormous complexity. He was an architect, a politician, a philosopher, a diplomat, an inventor, to just name a few of his many talents and skills. He left us so very, very much. But this brilliant man, in his own epitaph, asked to be remembered first as the man who wrote the Statute of Virginia for Religious Freedom, as the father of the University of Virginia, and as the author of the Declaration of American Independence. And it is the Declaration of Independence that will always be remembered as his greatest work, even though he was not the only author, but he certainly was the guiding spirit of it. The Declaration was a political document telling the world why these United States ought to be free and why they were leaving the British Empire. Most Americans have not read the entire Declaration. Earlier, Judge Thomas read the preamble, or opening paragraph of the Declaration. And I still remember as a child in New York City being required to memorize that beautiful preamble. And near the very beginning of the preamble are 2 simple, soaring sentences, 2 lines really, that are known to every American. 2 sentences that at the very breath of our national life, 2 sentences that have come across 221 years with not the slightest loss of power or significance. 2 sentences that inspire the world as if they had been written yesterday. First one begins, "We hold these truths to be self-evident." They need no proof or explanation. They are obvious, and they are truths. They are not assumptions or hypotheses. All men are created equal. 5 words, 21 letters, a revolutionary thought for the time. 5 words that still throw the light of democracy and freedom into the darkest corners of tyranny and oppression around the world. They are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. These are rights granted by no king, rights granted by no president, no judge, no Congress. They are rights that come to every human being as a birthright from God, and they are unalienable. They cannot be taken away. They cannot be interfered with by any government. And that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, to be free from violence and tyranny, to be safe in our homes. Liberty, to be free to choose those who govern us, and free to choose our own destiny in life. The pursuit of happiness, to seek that which brings us worth in life and satisfaction in life, limited only by our own talents and ambition. All of that in that first sentence. The second sentence or phrase is even shorter, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. No definition of democracy has ever improved upon those few words. The Declaration was adopted in Congress assembled in Philadelphia 221 years ago. And today, we also celebrate we remember the death of the author Thomas Jefferson, who died here 50 years after 1776, July 4th, on July 4th, 1826, in the magnificent building behind me, here at his beloved Monticello. The Declaration spoke of a world that did not yet exist. Slaves helped build this place. They were neither free nor considered equal. But the words of the Declaration proclaimed a vision that has kept us moving ever since towards a more just and perfect union. You become citizens today in the shadow of profound greatness. Now it is your turn to become heirs to this dream and to do your part in seeking that more perfect and just union. In a few minutes, you will be presented your certificate of citizenship. You have worked hard for it. You have looked forward anxiously to this day. In the presence of your governor, you will also become citizens of the great Commonwealth of Virginia. And the oath you are about to take will require you to assume the responsibilities of citizenship. You'll be asked to support and defend the Constitution, to bear arms if necessary, and to perform national service if necessary to protect our liberty. Beyond these simple requirements of the oath, I submit to you that there are other obligations of citizenship: to raise strong families with law-abiding, God-fearing children who will become our future leaders and the keepers of the flame of liberty; to work hard to support yourselves and your families and to contribute to the common needs of your communities through your taxes and through your generosity; to participate in the political process of America, the process that fuels our democratic system. First of all, to vote, to always make sure you vote for those who will be governing you. This is one of the greatest privileges and the greatest responsibilities of an American citizen. To keep yourself informed of the issues of the day, read and watch the news. Make sure that we give our political leaders our informed consent. Be joiners. Join your PTA, your Parent Teachers Association, your school board, a place of worship, neighborhood associations. Run for political office if that's your inclination, but be a joiner in the American system. Be a good neighbor. Serve your community. Give some part of your time and your talent and your treasure to someone in your community who is in need. Make sure that you reach down and back to help others who may not be as fortunate as you are. But what we want from you, most of all, and what I suspect we already have from each of you, is that you love America with all your heart and soul, and that you be so very, very proud of the citizenship that you're about to receive. Pursue your dreams. Take care of this new country of yours. Travel your American dream. The motto of the United States, as seen in our coins, is E pluribus unum, out of many, one. You have been the many, and now it is the time to make you the one. Welcome. Congratulations to each of you, and congratulations to your very happy families. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.